Hello. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm alive. Hi. Hi, it's been a while. Also, Doriko, thank you so much for joining Even Angrier Mob. I'm sorry that I sound weak. I'm still taking my meds, so they are making me queasy. They're making me kind of like still weak. I might still, I don't know. Well, there's still, yeah, like my body is still trying to, I think, absorb the liquid that was just bled into it. And yeah. Hello, hi. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's a long story. I'm gonna, I'm gonna try to. I know that I sound, I don't sound very hype. I'm trying my best. So you guys, I know that you guys are here for the story, and I will deliver, because I don't think I didn't expect my week to go this way. For sure. Wait, let me just say hi to everyone, you guys. I missed you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Fabian and Big Slim and Drizzy, Kronos, Joshua Hernandez, hi, and Jahan Moon, hi. Kai, Brian Garza, hello, and Cowery, hi. Lost Nemesis, hello. Dino Alex, Undead Rabbit, Runes, or Rune S. I'm sorry if I'm like messing it up. Frank of Arviso, hi, and N, I guess, N, because there's two hearts and N. So hi, N, and Jamie, hello. Darkest Monkey, hi, and Mai, hi. Paradox, hello. Chris, Chris Papillionim? I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. A fan. Okay. A PH fan. Oh, a PH fan. I think. Vance, hello. Pokubumi. Hi, Pakubumi. I think that's the name. And Luffy, hi. I haven't watched one of your streams in like a year. Well, I am glad that you're back, maybe in better circumstances, but I'm glad that you're back. Well, there's a lot has happened, so if you want to catch up on some true crime stuff, on some cryptid stuff, there's plenty. Jester, hello, and Boss Muffin, hello, and Farmageddon, hi. Shadow J, hello. Aeronext Apprentice, hello, just arrived. Hope your recovery and everything else goes well. Thank you so much. And Lost Planet, hello, welcome. Okay, you guys, oh God, I'm getting out of breath. I'm sorry. IDK Bacon gifted 1 membership. Congratulations, Drizzy, for getting the membership. I hope you enjoy, and you can say thank you to IDK Bacon. I'm here on time for one. Silver, hello. Okay. So, I know that you guys are here for the story. First, I just wanted to say I'm sorry that I worried you guys. I'm sorry for all the scary posts. And I wanted to say thank you for all of the comments, because I read them all. I couldn't reply to all of them. I tried to react like later I was just reacting because I wasn't feeling great, and I was going through a lot of tests. Taxman, thank you so much for the super careful Sona. Hospital bill taxes are evil. Well, actually, I didn't pay that much. I didn't pay that much, actually, because in Taiwan, like, the insurance is pretty good. So actually for 3 days in the hospital and tests, including ultrasound, CT scan, x-ray, and blood tests, and 2 nights at the hospital, I didn't pay that much. I have like this, I don't know, like, it's kind of like a pretty nice thing to do, but also like an unusual thing to do. But my family here got me, like, as a gift, they got me insurance, like additional insurance on top of the one that I have. Also, Joshua, thank you so much. Do you need your pillow floofed? A warm blanket? Always, thank you. So yeah, I got like an additional insurance, so I'm pretty sure I can, like, even whatever I paid which was not that much really. Like maybe $100 for all of this. Like I think less than $100 in the end. I had to pay like less than $100. But I'm pretty sure I can like apply to the other insurance company, and I can like probably get it reimbursed. Don't apologize, we're just glad you're alive, Sona. Thank you so much, Jose. You guys, you don't have to send supas. It's okay. This is like, I'm not even doing anything during this stream. It's okay. Keep your money. It's okay. But I really appreciate it. But yeah, I don't have a crippling medical debt. Don't worry. It's fine. I'm not in debt. And I can, you know, it was enough. It was like pretty little, so, you know, it's just a normal kind of, as an American, I can't relate, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like the system here is very good. Like medical system, they have very good insurance. And Jairus, thank you so much. Shower soloing sovereign. I love your username. Praying for your gradual healing, Sona. Thank you so much. But you guys really, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just keep your money. It's fine. I'm not even doing anything. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so for this story, because I know you guys are waiting and you guys are here to hear the whole story, like what happened, and it was scary because I posted that I had internal bleeding, which, yeah, that's what happened. So it all, okay, it's gonna be, I kind of talked about it in on Twitter. I did like an audio live stream the other day, and I talked about it briefly, but I want to kind of go over the whole story. So it all started at the beginning of this week. I was like Monday, Tuesday, I was feeling a little bit of cramps in my lower abdomen, and I was like, oh, you know, I guess like that time of the month is coming, so I was just like, oh, you know, like I'm getting my cramps just early. That's fine, I might be getting my period early, you know, nothing unusual. I was feeling a little bit of discomfort, and, you know, I didn't think much of it, so I was just kind of, I could go about my day normally, and it was fine. And I was also like, in the meantime, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I usually do like a daily workout, or I do some kind of physical exercise, right? Like, oh, I go outside and I bike, or I do like a workout at home. IDK Bacon, I'll send money to my Kamiyoshi if I want to. Bacon! No! Stop! No, I'm serious, guys. No, it's okay. It's okay, I feel bad because I'm just telling the horrifying story instead of like doing content. I'm sorry, this is not content. That's not content. It's just like, Joshua, thank you for gifting one membership. I was like 5 memberships. 1 membership, and Lost Planet got the membership, so congratulations. Okay, so back to the story. You know, I usually do like some kind of workout daily or every other day, and so like Tuesday, Wednesday I did, well, Wednesday, that was the last one. Wednesday evening I did kind of decide to, I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna help with my cramps. Also, Brian, thank you. He's sending money. No. Okay, thank you so much. It's really, yeah. I don't feel so terrible, but yeah, like you know, wait, I don't want to get out of breath. Yeah, it's just like my just lost some blood, so I'm kind of building that up. So I might, like, because I'm getting like excited for this stream, I'm getting out of breath. Okay, so okay, what do I, oh yeah, so Wednesday I decided to do a workout, kind of like more cardio, more resistance. I was just kind of thinking, oh, maybe, oh, why is my stream is going? Great. Oh, maybe I can do, you know, maybe it's gonna help with cramps, because usually like, oh, you know, it's gonna, maybe some stretching, some workout, it's gonna, it could alleviate some period cramps. So I did it, but I didn't even finish this workout because it started kind of being uncomfortable. Like the pain was kind of getting more intense. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna finish this workout. It's okay. Maybe I'm supposed to just rest today. And you know, it was okay. I took some meds. I took some painkillers. Now Thursday comes along. Thursday rolls in, and you know, started my day normally. I was even like in the middle of like, I made lunch for myself, and you know, I was in the middle of cooking and putting the food on my plate. Dude, I was fine. I was putting the food on my plate. The moment I finished putting the food on my plate, I was hit with a brick wall of pain. That's how I describe it. A brick wall of pain just hit me. Yeah, like, it was intense. It was so bad. I bent in half because I was like, oh shit, this one is bad. The cramp, it's bad. Also, Ajax Nacht. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, but hi. So yeah, it bent me in half. You know, like, the pain was just so excruciating that I couldn't even stand up straight. My first thought was like, okay, well, I have to lie down on the couch. So I kind of got to the couch. I managed to get to the couch. I was like, okay, maybe if I lie down, it's gonna, you know, it's a bad cramp, it's fine. But I lied down and it didn't really help. And so I decided, okay, well, I need pain meds. So I try to go to the other room, you know, where I keep my like first aid kit and like all the meds. And I was getting increasingly more dizzy. My head was like spinning. I managed to get that like ibuprofen, and I was like, oh shit, okay, because my family member was coming over, and I was like, oh shit, okay, this is bad. I'm getting dizzy. I might pass out. I have to take ibuprofen, and I have my phone in my bedroom, so I have to get to my phone. At this point, I felt like vomiting, like nausea just came over me. Intense nausea. So on the way to my bedroom, there's a bathroom, so I kind of like went to the bathroom. I was like, okay, well, might as well just puke first. I'll just puke it out. Maybe it's gonna make it better. And then I'm gonna go to get my phone. In the bathroom, I fell to the floor because I got so dizzy and I got so weak that and the pain was still going on. So I fell to the floor. I did not puke, but I was just like, okay, this is bad. I don't have time for puking. Even if I puke on the floor, I have to get to my phone. And I have to get to, you know, like, just call someone, call my friends, call my family, let them know and ask them to come over. Chief Spartan, hi, member for 6 months. I'm extremely glad to hear you're all right. So now, yeah, no, I'm alive. I'm recovering. Yeah, I'm gonna get to this. Like, what caused this? Yeah, like, I'm getting there. So, you know, I got to my bed, got to the phone. I managed to swallow the ibuprofen, and immediately I text my family member that was coming over, and I'm like, hey, something's wrong. I can't move. I'm in severe pain. Like, please come over as quickly as possible. And luckily, they were already in the building, and they just walked in. Just as I sent the message, they walked in. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, that's great. So I called out to them. Obviously, I was like, dude, something's happening. I don't know, I can't move, because at this point I was on the bed and I just was in one position. I was not able to move, because any single like little motion and I was sent into excruciating pain. So they were like, okay, should I call the ambulance, but I was just like, I don't know, because I can't move. So even if they come over, I'm not able to move. Like, it's gonna be bad. So let's wait just a little bit. I just took ibuprofen. It might, the moment the pain is lighter, let's go to the hospital. So I waited a couple of minutes, and it got better. Like, the pain was gone. Well, not gone, but like it was much less. But then the meds knocked me out. I think from my skin was clammy. I was sweating. I think I broke a fever at this point, and I think I lost consciousness at this point. Like, I just fell asleep. I think it was fell asleep, but honestly, I don't know. So I slept for a little bit. Like, my relative was there, and they stayed with me in the room, and they just waited for me to, like they kind of made sure. I don't know. I think I just fell asleep. Because I don't think I like passed out, but I fell asleep, and my family member was there. So, like, they woke me up, and they were like, okay, Joshua, all the hugs for you, Sona, thank you. So, my relative, they woke me up. They were just like, okay, well, I already registered. I called the hospital and I registered you. Like, since the pain is lower, we don't have to call the ambulance. I registered us, like you to go see a gynecologist, or yeah, like, I guess because it's gynecology department, because I described it as like, okay, well, it's in my lower abdomen, which means my uterus. Well, yeah, as with last minute registration, and unfortunately when I arrived at the hospital, I had to wait quite a bit to see the doctor. But I did see them that night, like unfortunately a couple of hours, yeah. But by this point I thought like, oh, ibuprofen helped, so it might be just cramps, like I'm not in pain anymore, like that much pain. It wasn't like, oh, the episode of pain was gone. So I was just like, okay, well, I can wait. It's okay. In the meantime, yeah, they made me wait. Yeah, like because I registered in a queue, because by this point I was like, oh, I'm not in pain, and I don't feel nauseous, and I don't feel dizzy anymore, and I don't have a fever anymore. Like, after the pain was gone, or like subsided significantly, like all the other symptoms were gone. So I'm like, oh, okay, like I just want to know what it was, I want to see what happened there. So yeah, I waited a couple of hours. It's, it was fine. In the meantime, they did an ultrasound, so it's not like they weren't doing anything. Like they did an ultrasound for me. And when I finally got to, so Doriko, thank you so much for the hugs. At least it didn't intensify. Yeah, it didn't intensify. No. Like, after the ibuprofen, it was like fine. It was still uncomfortable, like there was still pain, but it wasn't like radiating pain, And so when I finally saw the doctor, he looked very concerned, and he was just like, well, I saw your ultrasound results right now, that you did right now, or just a moment ago, and well, you are bleeding internally. Because I wasn't bleeding externally, no, nothing. There was nothing. And he's like, well, there's internal bleeding in your abdominal cavity around your uterus. That's not good. I'm like, holy shit. It's like, okay, am I dying? Like, should I have waited, or should I have gone straight to the ER? And he's like, yeah, you should have gone. Actually, like, why did you come here? Why? You should have gone straight to the ER actually with this. I'm like, well, I didn't know. And also it subsided kind of. So I was like, so I didn't know what to do. Yeah. So he's like, well, yeah, you're bleeding internally. You have two options, because what he thought it was, because obviously, like, he couldn't tell me 100% because he was just like, well, we have to run the test, so you will have to stay at the hospital. But he was like, it's very likely that, because it's post kind of rupture, so they can't really tell if it was that. But he was like, well, it looks to me as if you had a pretty big ovarian cyst which was, I think it was called corpus luteal, I don't know how to pronounce it, corpus luteal cyst. And the cyst grew so big that it burst. Like usually the ovarian cysts, ovarian cysts are the little bubbles that keep your egg, right, like inside. And if it bursts, it's like it releases the egg, but usually it bursts when it's small. Mine was empty. It didn't have an egg, right? It just filled up with blood and liquids, and it grew, and it decided to grow more. And it was just like, I'm gonna be the biggest bitch in this town. The biggest cyst in this town, in this ovary. And one day it was just outgrew its ambition, and it decided to burst and share the love and blood with everyone else around. Yeah, so the cyst just burst. That was actually, when it burst, that was the moment when I bent in half, because that's exactly, like, that's what the doctor told me when I described what happened. He's just like, oh yeah, that was the moment when it ruptured. That was the moment when it ruptured and all the blood just went into your abdomen. Is that how Sona births new personalities? I hope fucking not, because this is just too painful. Too much love sharing. That cyst was just like, yep, let's go. Yeah, so the doctor was saying, okay, well, it's, the blood, you're bleeding, you're still bleeding, it's still going. We don't know if it might have, the rupture might have, damaged some tissues around. And I think like, oh, there's more blood collecting. So we have to, like, you have two options. You can stay here. Obviously, we're gonna stop it with like coagulants, so like the medication, blood coagulation medication, IVs basically, but I have to stay there for like 2 nights or something or more under like observation, or we operate. Like, oh, it's literally like, oh, we can just get you into surgery, and we can stop, like we can drain the liquid. If it was a cyst rupture and there's no other damage and you don't really bleed and it like more, then we can just stop it. We can just drain the fluid. It's gonna be like laparoscopy, and it's fine. It's surgery, right? Yeah, surgery. But I was asking like, oh, well, can you first observe if there's more liquid collecting, if I'm actually bleeding actively, or if this was the blood from like internal bleeding from the cyst and there's not more blood collecting, and it's just that, oh, I have to absorb, my body has to reabsorb this fluid without surgery, right? Like, can you do this without surgery? And they're like, yeah, like if it's, we can leave you, we can observe, we can do all the CT scans and whatnot and check, keep checking actively if you're getting more blood, like if there's more blood, and like just stop whatever like the fluid that's collecting, and just try to get it to to reabsorb, and without surgery, and just under observation. And if obviously if there's no change, or like it's getting worse, then you would have to still go into surgery, but you can stay at the hospital first. So yeah, so I had to see, like, so basically gave birth to blood. Not really, because I didn't even like it. It never got out externally. It was just still internal. I didn't want the surgery. If I could avoid it, I didn't want the surgery. Also, they were kind of first jumping. So this is for my ladies out there. If you have ovarian cysts or PCOS, that's polycystic ovary syndrome, which I actually do have, which I told the doctor. But if a cyst ruptures, it is usually on the right ovary. Like, it's more likely that it's gonna be right ovary. And oftentimes, if you don't know if you have PCOS and you've never had you have your appendix, right? Like you've never had appendicitis. There's been mistakes where doctors just immediately, because the pain is radiating from the right side, they immediately take you to surgery to cut out your appendix. But that's not your appendix, right? So you really have to let the doctors know, like, hey, I don't think it's my appendix, or I don't have my appendix. Because I've had appendicitis before, so I had my appendix removed when I was in middle school. So yeah, like immediately I told the doctor, like, hey, because he was just like, oh, it might be your appendix. And I'm like, that can't be my appendix because I don't have an appendix. Because there's been cases where like, oh, it was an ovarian cyst, but then they just kind of rolled you into surgery to remove your appendix. And it's just like, oh, wait, doesn't have one. It's terrible you had to go through that. Sorry, I misread it. Terrible. Well, terrible or terrible, whichever. But Joshua, thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, Sona tips her fedora. I tip my fedora. Yeah, so obviously I wanted to avoid any surgical procedure. Sorry, I got out of breath. I have to like stop for a moment. This is horrible. How am I supposed to stream from now on? But yeah, I decided not to get the surgery. I decided to stay at the hospital for the night. Thank God that my relative was there with me, because on top of everything, on top of all this stress, you know, my Mandarin isn't great. I can do basic conversation, basic like everyday life survival Mandarin. Definitely cannot do medical terms. I don't know medical terms. I don't know how to explain my symptoms. So thankfully my relative who is from here, who's Taiwanese, they, you know, obviously they helped me greatly. They stayed with me basically for the whole 2 days. They stayed with me there. And, you know, they helped like translate everything and like, oh, deal with the procedures and, you know, like explain things to me. So yeah, the doctor was just like, yeah, you didn't have to wait here. Go to the ER. I'm gonna give you this, you know, like the document that says like, hey, you guys have to admit her because she bleeding internally and she gonna die. Because while I might not have been bleeding actively anymore, right, like internal bleeding from the rupture, but no active wound that is bleeding, the problem with the internal bleeding is that if I left it untreated, so I had to be treated immediately, because if I left it untreated, it could have transformed into sepsis, right, like so septic shock, and that one is life-threatening, very much so, like very, very much, like I could have died. Like if had I not come to the hospital, because the doctor was just like, yeah, good thing you came to the hospital, because like had you kind of left it as it is, yeah, you could have gotten septic shock. So yeah, that was good. I came at the right time. Came to the hospital at the right time. Yeah, and so the doctor directed me to the ER. In the ER, they put me on a bed. Unfortunately, like they didn't have, because I had to wait until I'm admitted fully to the room, right? Like, oh, upstairs to the, I guess, gynecology obstetrician department to stay in like normal rooms. But first, like they didn't have any beds open. So I had to be in the ER, in the corridor. Spartan conditions. ER is fucking cold. Super cold. Like dude, like it's not even cold in Taiwan, but the ER was so cold because they keep temperature low for medication, for everything, right? Like for bleeding, for patients, like it just right, like it makes sense for doctors, it makes sense like in a medical sense, but it was fucking cold. So I was kind of in the corridor on a bed. They got me on like meds, right, like IV, and the first night I spent it in the ER, like the whole night, just doing test after test, you know, all the scans, all the CT scans with like contrast. This was my first time. Oh, by the way, this was my very first time doing like a CT scan with contrast. Contrast is a substance that they inject you with, which shows up, like, which makes it easier to, like, it shows up on the scan, like it just illuminates on the scan, basically. So it makes it easier to see if there's bleeding, right? Like it makes it easier to identify blood in a abdominal cavity or wherever it's not supposed to be. Like a dye, yeah, like a dye. So this was my first time. Just so you guys know, when they inject you with contrast and they put you on a CT scan machine, I don't know if it's probably the contrast that they didn't actually tell me, but the moment they injected me with contrast, I felt very warm and I felt like, oh, even warmth in my throat, and it felt like I just had a drink, like I just had a shot of like straight vodka. That's how it felt. Like I could smell alcohol and I had like a warm feeling everywhere in my veins, everywhere. Suddenly your body just feels warm. Yeah, like I was a glow stick. I think I was transforming slowly into a glow stick. So yeah, so that was the CT scan. And then, you know, like I spent the night in the ER. Spartan conditions. I feel so sorry for my relative because they had to sleep on a very uncomfortable chair. Just like sitting on a normal like hard chair, and then they finally got like tired because they were so uncomfortable and so tired that they were just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just sleep on the floor, because they don't, right, like the family member, like they don't give them a bed. So yeah, absolutely, they are just wow. I am forever grateful that they stayed with me, and they, you know, they made sure that everything was translated and everything was clear to me, and you know, and they were bringing me stuff and keeping me company because I was very scared. Yeah, you know, like I not gonna lie, I cried a little bit because I was scared that I had to maybe go into surgery or like something, I'm gonna go into septic shock, and you know, it was scary. Not my greatest moment, not my most glamorous moment. And your relative definitely was happy to be able to help you, Sona. Yeah, I know they were, but at the same time, I felt very apologetic for, you know, dragging them there and like keeping them there, even though like it was a weekday, which means they have work, and you know, they took off from work, or like I guess they brought a laptop so they could still work, but at the same time, I was just like, damn, I'm just like disrupting their week too. Yeah, so the ER and all of this, obviously it was scary, but my biggest complaint, which now it seems funny and it just like sounds funny and ridiculous and what the fuck was I thinking, but I have to say the bane of my existence there was the fact that the air in the ER was super freaking dry because they kept it so cold. It was dry and it was drying out my skin. After the night in the ER, my skin, I felt like a raisin. So I asked like the first thing, because my, you know, like my relative was like, oh, what do you want me to bring you from home? I didn't say toothbrush. I didn't say change of clothes. No, I was just like, you know what? Bring me a moisturizer. I need a moisturizer because this is abysmal. I was like, this is ridiculous. I have to moisturize. Like my skin, my face feels horrible. Feels like sandpaper. So yeah, they, you know, obviously they brought me my stuff, other stuff. Oh wait, no. So I asked, yes, I did ask for a toothbrush, right? Like, oh, I just need a toothbrush. Like, oh, it's in the bathroom. Like it's easy to find. I do have an electric toothbrush, but next to that electric toothbrush, I do have a normal toothbrush that I use for hair gel. Like if I'm tying up my hair and I want to like just smooth some like stray hair, I use a toothbrush to kind of like for the gel and like to smooth it out. they came back and they brought me that hair gel toothbrush. I'm like, I can't brush my teeth with this. I was like, oh, I have an electric toothbrush. But then this one is for hair gel, so I can't really. I mean, I can. I was just like, you know what? It's okay, because they were like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go bring the right toothbrush, or I'm gonna buy one like at the store. I'm like, no, you know what? It's okay. It's probably fine. I could just rinse it. Hair gel teeth. Also, Joshua, thank you. Give her water so she can become a grape. Wait, let me just take a sip of water. Yeah, so I just got here. What happened? Ovarian cyst, rupture, internal bleeding, surgery, question mark. Well, I mean, hope possible surgery and then possible septic shock, but I was okay. So they brought me the well, they went back to get the toothbrush, which was fine. But yeah, they brought me my moisturizer, and I think that was the highlight. That was the highlight of my stay at the ER, because even though I was sick and I was at the ER, there is no reason for me to look like a slob. So I washed my face and I put on some moisturizer and I felt rejuvenated. It was great. I think that felt so good. That felt the best out of this whole night. Yeah, you know, like the first night I stayed in the ER, the second night, also David, thank you so much. Hey, FEARSONA, I heard about the news and wanted to check how you are doing, yet I came here with you saying, I want my toothbrush and hair gel. It is in the bathroom. What kind of... Ryuji Takashiro, thank you so much. Sending super chat to support your surgery fees get better. Thank you so much. No, but it's fine. There was no need. It's okay. It's actually like I didn't have the surgery, and the medical bill was really not high. Like it was yeah, like I think $100, because like it was like 2,000 something Taiwanese dollars. I think 2,500 Taiwanese dollars, so like 1,000 Taiwanese dollars is probably like $30. So it was like about 100 something. Dude, they have Starbucks at that hospital. Of course, you bet that I got matcha latte. That hospital does have Starbucks. Or like there's Starbucks in the vicinity, so I did get a matcha latte. Obviously, like my relative was in charge of that, and I appreciate that, because they were like, I was feeling shit, and they were just like, do you want matcha latte? I'm like, yes I do. Yes I do, please, thank you. Half expecting Sana to ask for Starbucks. Of course I did. A girl still needs her needs. Yeah, I have to fulfill my needs. Of course I did. Of course I knew that there was Starbucks in like close to the hospital, like even like part of the I think it's like I'm not sure if it's like part of the hospital or like the, you know, in the hospital it's like next to, but yeah, of course I did. The first thing I did was like, hey, this might be my last day. I might be dying. Can you just get me matcha latte? I think it's gonna revive me. I think it's gonna bring me back to life. And they had this promotion which was like buy one get one free. So I literally got 2 large size matcha lattes. Took me like whole day to drink it. Well, 2 of them, because I felt like I had a lot of liquids in my tummy. So yeah. Yeah, so the second night I stayed over for another like night, day, and another night. There was a lot of IVs, there was a lot of needles, there was a lot of tests. They stopped the bleeding with like coagulants, and they were just kind of testing me for like, you know, scanning my abdominal cavity for like, oh, how much liquid is there, is it absorbing, and then they were testing my blood, so the count, like red blood cell count or hemoglobin, and they said like, okay, well, your hemoglobin is pretty low, which means you might still be losing blood, or rather it's in the stable area, so you might not be losing blood, but like, oh, it could, like, we're not 100% sure, like it might be like there might be still like a little bit of a bleeding, so you have to stay for another night, right? Like that was the second night, and then, oh, we'll see in the morning if your levels are higher, then we can we're gonna give you coagulant, blood coagulation medications, and you can go home, but if the pain gets intense again, then obviously you have to call the ambulance and come back. David, thank you so much for being a member for 11 months. Hashtag matcha latte for Sona. Spread the word, ladies and gentlemen, spread the word. Praise be. So, you know, it was another tough night. I didn't really sleep for like 2 days because they were waking me up for like a change of IV or I don't know, like some other blood tests, and, you know, like just poking me with needles in the middle of the night. And oh, my IV was burning. Did I tell you guys? I didn't tell you guys that, but like the second night, my IV, and it shouldn't be burning, but it felt like it was burning. Like my hand was burning, which means like, oh, could have been, well, there's possibility that it could have been like, oh, the IV needle just like ruptured my vein in my hand, and like, oh, or it got like irritated, infected. Taiwanese dollar. Delayed reply, but she's from Taiwan. Well, I live in Taiwan. No, I am from Poland, but I live in Taiwan. Hey. So yeah, my hand was burning, but the nurse was very, very nice. She was very delicate. Like I told her like, hey, my IV is burning. Like she, you know, like generally speaking, like they did know, like everyone knew some English, so, you know, I could communicate, like simple communication, that was fine, just not medical stuff. No, that actually, like that nurse, she spoke English well, so I was just like, oh, okay, thank God, I can, you know, I can tell her, or I don't have to like I mean, I would have tried to explain obviously in Mandarin, but yeah, my Mandarin is shit. So I was very appreciative of the fact that, you know, I could just explain myself in English. How much is the matcha latte there? Let me see. Like usually, no, I think it's like about the same, like $5 or something. Let me see. I think it's like about 100 something NT. I'm not 100% sure. I always like just use my card, so I never know. And also, or I use points, so I end up like not knowing. I think it's like about $5. Matcha punch, shy, it's okay. Like less than 5? Is it less than? Well, depending on the, yeah, like depending on the size of, because I can go medium, right, venti and grande venti. But yeah, it's about like 120, 150 NT. So I would say like $5. Okay, so. But then sometimes I get buy one get one free, so I get two. But only, you know, obviously only if there's a promotion I get two. I want to try a matcha latte now. Yeah, do. Try it, please do. 2 for $5. Sounds like a deal. Oh, yeah, like they have that pretty much every week. They have this promotion if you have enough points, like on your, like the membership card, then yeah, like you get like, I think 3 coupons a week for buy one get one free. I don't know, like, oh, it's more like it's for, because I'm, you know, I'm kind of a frequent client. I usually get matcha latte, but you know, like, oh, I use my points, so I definitely use the benefits. It's not like I always pay, right? Like, oh, I use if there's promotion, I use promotion. Doctor, we just got the result. Her blood is 99.9% matcha latte, 0.1% Riz. 0.1% Mothman. Okay, so what else? Oh yeah, so that, you know, that nurse at night, I was like, hey, my hand is on fire, what do I do? She checked the IV and she was like, okay, well, I can, you know, I can switch to your other hand. I didn't want to be poked again, but I was just like, oh, maybe. But she's like, you know what, let me try pressing some like water or like saline, I guess, that, right, like the liquid that they give you usually, like I think it's saline, into it to clean the, you know, clean the vein, and let's see if it hurts. If it hurts, you know, obviously tell me and I'm gonna stop. So wait, because my right side kind of hurts. I don't know if like a little bit. I'm kind of concerned that I have to go again. I just took my meds, it should be fine. Well, if I suddenly get hit by a brick wall of pain, you guys will know, and this stream will end or will not end. It's just gonna, I'm just gonna have to call the ambulance. No, it's okay. It's discomfort is normal according to my doctor, unless I again get bent in half. No, I think it's fine. I think it's okay as long as it's not as long as it's not severe pain and fever and yeah, everything else. I think it's fine. There's some discomfort is bound to happen. Yeah, so you know, I didn't change the IV in the end. You know, I guess the vein was just had to be cleaned, just had to kind of be cleaned with saline. And then, so that nurse, she was like super delicate, super nice. And then I met another nurse in the morning. I think the nurse that helped me at night, she was kind of like, oh, I could tell that she was young, maybe like, oh, she started not long ago, like she doesn't have like 25 years of nursing under her belt, you know, that kind of thing. Like, oh, she was probably, you know, like she was probably my age, so young, 89. But you know, like I kind of felt like, oh, we probably are, she might have been younger than me. But then morning came and they told me like, oh, I could be discharged. there comes the other nurse, who was, by the way, very polite, very nice. Like I still thought like she was very nice, but with a delicate touch of a Decepticon, she ripped my IV out. Well, she was like, oh, I'm gonna take out your IV. And then with a finesse and delicate touch of a Decepticon, she kind of ripped it out. And I was like, oh shit. I think I blacked out for a moment because it was the tape, you know, like because they tape it to your hand. And the tape was like super strong. And just like started ripping it off. And I'm like, oh my lord, this is even worse than the pain that I felt 2 days earlier. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that. Stop it. Very nice nurse. And she's like, why? Because I covered my face. I was like kind of laughing, but at the same time I was kind of crying. Because it was pain. It was pretty painful. And she was like, oh, is it that painful? I'm like, I just nodded, but I was just like, do you want to try? Because that can be arranged. I can arrange that. She has very soft hands to handle you, very soft. Like a Decepticon would have. Oh my god, yeah, you don't need that anymore. Rip skin off. I swear to god, at one point I thought she would like rip my vein out. And I was like, well, this is great, this is awesome. Do you want to try too? Yeah, so hi nurse Decepticon. I still like you. You're still very polite and I appreciate your work. Could have been a little, because now I have a bruise on my hand after the IV, so that was fun. Yeah, so I got discharged. I was home. I'm home, but I did get medication, like all the blood coagulants, pain medication. What else? Some other meds that And all of them, every single one of them, it says on the side effects, oh, nausea. And I have like 3 or 4. And I have to take them 4 times a day. 4 times a day. So unfortunately, I do feel a little queasy at all times now, and I feel weak. And yeah, like the doctor told me, oh, so Jose, thank you. She sounds like a witch with the face of a dragon. No one is gonna get this movie reference. What? Witch with the face of a dragon? Wait. Why does that sound familiar? It sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, as long as it helps me. Yeah, but the doctor said this week I have a follow-up on Saturday. But this whole week I'm not supposed to like move much. I can do like light walks, but obviously no lifting anything. Even like groceries, like I can't do that. So I have to, unfortunately, my relative has to help me too. And no like walking down or up the stairs. Yeah, like even stairs are like a no-no. So yeah, I'm this week is gonna be interesting. Oh wait, it's Monday today. Well, for me it's Monday. For you guys, like for the US, it's Sunday. I will have streams. Business as usual. I'm gonna try my best to do some cases, especially after the meds are done. I should be able to like go back to it and just like be okay, and I'm able to do some work, and I'm able to stream, and I'll do some fun stuff. I'll do some scary videos. I'm gonna do 2 Patreon streams this week. I'll try to do like 2 Patreon streams. It might not be a case. Probably like I'm gonna take it easy, so it might not be a case for both Patreon streams. I'll do 1 case for Patreon stream and 1 something else for Patreon, because I didn't do, because I had to cancel the Patreon stream last week, or I guess this week. But yeah, like there's gonna be 2 events for my Patreon members, and then other streams for YouTube here, and maybe 1 stream for maybe like afterwards. I think I have to do like 2. I want to do streams for members, like channel members, but maybe not this week, maybe next week or something. Well, you need more rest, so don't even worry about streaming. Yeah, like I think I'm okay. Like as long as I'm, feeling better. Yeah, it might not be that many, but not intense streams. I might do some like stuff that doesn't require much preparation. Like I don't know, like videos, scary videos. I was going to do scary videos. I do have a channel that I wanted to watch full of like scary videos that we were going to guess if it's an ARG or real, or like we're going to judge ARG or real thing. Yeah, and I'll try to do a case, like 1 case on YouTube, maybe 1 case on Patreon, or something else. I'll see. But maybe some cat videos. Maybe. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Cat and dogs videos. Right off the bat, Gone Puppy. Wait, Gone Puppy. So tomorrow we need you to run 10 miles. Jesus Christ. So I guess that's the last stream you guys are ever gonna see from me, because I'm a die. And I wanted to test this 1 thing that I was preparing for my streams, the thing that I was hyping up the other day and saying like, oh, I want to like a technical upgrade, but then I got deleted. I got like game overed by my uterus and ovaries. So I'm gonna try to do that this week. I'm gonna try to introduce you guys to a technical upgrade of this stream. I haven't had the time to actually like set it up now, but for today definitely I didn't have time. But for this week I think I'm gonna set it up. Okay, because I'm out of breath. That's it. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for all the comments. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that I didn't reply to many of them. I tried to react, like as many as I could, or all of them. I did read all of them. It's just that, yeah, like sometimes I was just out of it. And I had like tests and stuff, so unfortunately couldn't reply. So I wouldn't do that even without the inner bleeding. We can save the reveal for another day. Yeah, I think it's gonna be this week. I think I can do it this week. You know, my meds are done tomorrow. I think after tomorrow it's gonna be done, so I won't be queasy anymore. So that's great. Joshua, thank you so much. Rest, Sona. Don't push yourself. Don't do backflips. I'm not gonna do backflips. It's okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'll you know, I'll definitely like, oh, if I don't feel well enough, I don't think there's gonna be a schedule this week. I might try to, but yeah, maybe I shouldn't like really release like a whole schedule. I'll just, it's gonna be like day by day, kind of on a day by day case or basis, right? Like I'll just kind of decide if I stream tomorrow or not. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I would like to say thank you to everyone who showed up, and thank you to everyone who messaged me and commented and you know, like you guys were worried about me, so I appreciate it. I'm sorry for freaking you out, but I'm alive. I'm gonna do my best. I'll get better. Hopefully there's not gonna be any complications and I won't need the surgery. Because it's still technically on the table. Like if anything goes wrong, then I have to go into surgery. But hopefully no. So it's okay. Okay. Oh, there's a Mothman video from Point Pleasant. Oh shit, the recent one. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Hope and pray and take care of yourself out there, Sona. Thank you, David. We want our favorite detective FEARSONA with us much longer, forever, until the very end. Forever and ever. Jose, nurse Grimhilda will be taking my place. Jesus. I just call her Nurse Decepticon, but she was very nice. She was actually like, you know, like she was very, very nice. She's just like, her hands were very not delicate. It was a big contrast between this nurse and the nurse from the night before. I was just like, I want the other nurse. Can you please call the other one? It's not like I don't trust you. It's just that you are ripping my hand off. So I would like to request a change. They're all nice. No, they were very, very nice. All the staff was nice. And, you know, like they were polite. They were very professional. And, you know, I appreciate it. It was very awkward. I actually was I did like to stay, you know, in the ER. I couldn't even stay on the bed. Like I wasn't even inside the ER. I was like in the corridor, but I actually liked it more because when I was inside the ER on the bed, I was kind of facing all the people in the ER, and I was like the only European person there. So all the like grandmas, grandpas there, because there was a lot of older people. They were kind of looking. They were just kind of staring, which is fine. I don't mind, but at the same time, I was just like, you know what? I don't look my best right now. I look like shit and I feel like shit. So it's actually better if I'm in the corridor and like turned away from everyone. Yeah, like a little bit. It was a little bit awkward, but don't get me wrong. Like people were super nice. Everyone was very, very nice, polite, professional, and they were just doing their jobs, you know. Like and I was like, it's just very curious. Like grandmas, grandpas, they were pretty curious about the fact like, what is this person doing here? It's like, what are you here for? Old person, first time. Yeah, like I definitely looked like I was there while I was, but yeah, I was like a shiny Pokemon. I was a shiny coughing without coughing, but yeah, you know, they were very curious about like where am I from. Like the doctors also asked me like, oh, where I'm from, because yeah, I stood out a little bit. Okay, but yeah, it was nice. It was overall 10 out of 10 experience. You know, obviously setting aside what I was there for, So aside from the internal bleeding, the care, 10 out of 10. I could not complain. Even the nurse Decepticon, she was fine too. She was polite, she was nice, and she was very professional. Just made me laugh and cry a little bit. Okay, guys, that's it. I feel better. I feel a little better when after I talked to you guys. It was also 10 out of 10 with the matcha latte. Oh yeah, it was like 11 out of 10. And they were everyone was kind of curious, like, oh wow, you really like Starbucks. I'm like, listen, this is what's keeping me alive right now. The matcha latte is keeping me alive. It's not your funny little IVs. No. I know my body well. This is what's gonna heal me. Oh, have a good healing, Sona. Thank you, Archetype. And Crazy Coyote, hi. They probably thought you were taking them to the other side. Maybe. Oh god. Nah, Sona just likes matcha latte. Yeah, like I think matcha latte cured me, healed me. You know, like yeah, IVs helped, but I think what tipped the chalice was the matcha latte. I'm sure of it. Okay, that's it. Oh, also, that's on a side note and probably TMI, but I couldn't poop for like 2 days. I cannot. You have to understand. I cannot do number 2 unless I'm home. Like I can't do it anywhere else. So unfortunately, while in the hospital, I was just like, nope. Oh, my bowels were like, no, we're okay. We'll wait. We're good. And I'm not kidding. The moment I came back home, I already felt like, oh, okay, now I can do it. Now I can go and release. So I had hemorrhoids confirmed. No. I didn't even attempt. I was just like peeing. I was just doing number 1 and then number 2 I just waited. What a great info to know. Thanks, Sona. You're welcome. Now you know that I can't, do number 2 outside of my house, the comfort of my house, of my home. So, release the hounds, release the lions. Good thing it's no poop November. I guess so. Okay. I will dream of this tonight. Hey. Good night and be safe, Sona Baxter. Thank you. We will wait for you. God bless you and your coffee. Hey. Well, technically it's not coffee. It's just matcha. It's tea. But yeah, the latte part is definitely confusing. That makes me curious about your trip to the US now. Oh no, the trip to the US was fine. Like as long as it's like, oh, my space, as in like, oh, hotel room, I can do number 2 in my hotel room. Like if I'm alone and it's, I just like public toilets. I just cannot, because my mind is just racing into, well, it's unclean. I don't know who sat here. Well, technically in the hotel too, but hotel ones are generally cleaner. Yeah, but the public toilets or like hospital toilets, I can't, because there are people around and I can't. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm really getting out of breath. But thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. Thank you for all the super. You guys didn't have to, because this was literally just a rant, just a stream without really like content. So I hope you guys are okay. Please don't neglect your health. Don't, like if you have some symptoms, if you feel some discomfort, pain, check it. Don't wait till like it bends you in half. Joshua Sona just said her weakness. Don't let it leak out. Nice. Okay, but please take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys probably Tuesday. I'll do like a stream on, I think I'm gonna do a stream on Tuesday, either here or, I think here. Like I'm gonna start with YouTube, and then I'm gonna do YouTube Patreon, that kind of thing. So yeah, on Tuesday you can expect a YouTube stream. I don't know what's it gonna be, but I'll try my best. But yeah, thank you so much. I do have like 1 hit point. I generally have 2, but normally I have 2 hit points. But this ordeal just left me with like 1 HP or 0.5 HP. Okay, thank you so much, and stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. They are your hexes. Until the next time. Bye. Joshua, thank you so much for the last super. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys that there's, you guys know Mudang, right? So yeah, Mudang Taiwanese edition just dropped because they have Taiwanese Zoo just received a pygmy hippo, a baby pygmy hippo named Dabo. So Taiwanese Mudang edition dropped. That's it. They have a, well, I think they have other pygmy hippos, but they have this like baby pygmy hippo now. So I might like when I'm better, if I survive, if I don't lose my 0.5 hit point, I might actually go and see Taiwanese pygmy hippo. Well, I could technically go, like if I wanted to, I could technically go to Thailand because it's not that far. If I get the opportunity and see Mudang, but yeah, it's okay. I can see Taiwanese Mudang, and that's fine. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Stay safe out there. I'll see you next time. Bye.